Hey guys, I'm Vnsharing. Now today I'm just going to run you through an exclusive. This is the Fists of Fu closed beta, day 1. It's just come out. I just wanted to give you a preview video of what the game's like and, you know, decide maybe if you want to play it or not. I'll give you the too long didn't read version. Don't play it. It's absolutely terrible. The game concept itself is good, but there's another game that applies it so much better, and that game is Grand Chase. So if you're looking through this review and you're thinking, oh, this sort of gameplay might appeal to me, go play Grand Chase. It's much more refined. It's just better. This is some cheap clone that really fails. Now to be fair, this is a beta, and there are a few features that I like from this game which Grand Chase doesn't have. But I don't think it's enough to pull this game above Grand Chase, so just go play Grand Chase. Now if you're actually still watching, I'll run you through what's going on at the moment. So you've just picked a couple of classes. You got your swordsman, your magician, your archer, and they're the main sort of classes, and then they branch off into other classes. And they all look the same when you start off. There's little customization with the actual character. You can only customize the armor and stuff, as far as I'm aware so far. Now to start off with, you get a tutorial. It's pretty basic. Arrow keys to move around, Z and X to do some combos, any other buttons that do stuff. Now the control system is pretty much almost exactly the same as Grand Chase. When I started playing Grand Chase, it was great, you know. The tutorial wasn't as good as this one. I mean, this one actually explains to you what each one does. Grand Chase sort of same thing, except not so noob friendly, but you know, if you've played any video games before, you should really catch on the tutorial pretty easy. 2 different kinds of attacks, and you can combo those attacks and make skills appear and stuff like that. Just seriously, go play Grand Chase, don't play this. This is from Outspark, and I'm not sure who the developer is. I know it's BL Interactive. I don't know who they are exactly. This is my first game from them that I'm aware of. I mean, you never know, I don't quite pay attention too much. The graphics are really terrible. Grand Chase, while not so much better, it's actually just better. It's not, you know, Crisis sort of graphics, but it's a lot more smoother and sharper than this. I mean, this is just terrible, so blocky. Now, you know, my computer can run most games on really high graphics, no lag, so I do have on the highest settings, and it just looks awful. The controls are alright, they feel a little bit fluid, a bit choppy at some places. Okay, so I've just finished the tutorial here. I don't know what's going on, this is my house or something, I don't know. Just change the controls here a little bit. Okay. Now, this is one of the aspects that this game does that Grand Chase doesn't, and that's a persistent world players can actually interact in, where everyone's in the same sort of room, or in this case the same town, and you can actually see other people just generally, you know, shopping through the NPCs or just hanging about. In Grand Chase it doesn't have that, it's just purely room based, which I thought was disappointing, because I would like to just, you know, run around with my friends or whatever and just, you know, see what they're doing, just hang. But this game does offer that, so, you know, it is like MapleStory and all that sort of thing, so you can hang around places. And you got all your general stuff, you got your equipment, your items, your skills, you know, all those buttons on the bottom there, they're pretty self-explanatory. This system does seem to go into some detail. There are a lot of equipables you can equip and that sort of thing. You got your health up the top there. You got a nice little isometric map on the top right. You got your skill logs, quest logs, and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so I'm just talking to this guy at the moment. Just getting some quests. So this does give it a more normal MMORPG feel, because this isn't an MMORPG, this is a action online RPG thing. It's just nothing. It's not like World of Warcraft in the sense where you run around in a free world. It's side to side action. You know what I'm talking about, hopefully. I'll put it in the description or the forums or something, whatever I'm talking about. Now, another aspect of this game that I do like that Grand Chase doesn't do is the map isn't completely side to side. It does look like, or at least gives the impression that it's actually moving in different directions besides directly east and directly west. You'll get to see a little bit of this when I actually go into the dungeon here. Okay, so there's a little game lobby, I think it is, yeah, before you can actually enter the dungeon. You just hit fight. You can pick your difficulty and that sort of stuff. You can do it solo or with friends. Okay, so it's all loaded up, good to go. Now, in the dungeons, you just gotta make your way through to the exit, fight the boss, get to the exit, you know, that sort of stuff. So as you can see, the gameplay isn't too bad, you know, it's quite... It's interesting. For saying these, I'm sorry, that was terrible. The gameplay, you know, it's sort of like Super Smash Brothers sort of thing, where, you know, you jump up platforms, you fight enemies, that sort of thing. Now, if you just watch just then how the path sort of shifted direction, just like it is doing now, Grand Chase doesn't do that, which is a bit disappointing again, but this is probably one of the game's biggest strengths, which is really sad. But it's nice, it makes it feel not so generic, like something's actually happening. You see, yeah, I'm just smashing down the door. I'm not quite sure what's going on at this point. And then I realise it's a teleporter. I'm just going to say this again for the third, fourth time. Go play Grand Chase. This is terrible. I mean, I played Grand Chase for quite a while before I stopped playing, because, you know, I've got other games I like to play as well. And I'm not going to follow up on this game. It's terrible. If you did want to play, you had to get a closed beta key from our Spark, so you do have to go on the website and register. Maybe they'll let you play. I don't know if they're still giving out keys. This is a free-to-play game, and like many, it's going to have a cache up. Whether that breaks the game balance, I'm not quite sure yet. And then when you end the dungeon, you get a scorecard that rates you on your combat, and all that sort of stuff. If you have played Grand Chase before, or you do go play Grand Chase, you will see a lot of similarities, and you'll think Grand Chase is better just because it actually is. While this game does have a couple of nice features, they aren't really enough to actually make me want to play the game. I would definitely recommend Grand Chase over this game any day. So, yeah.